Hey, welcome to episode 56. This is Tracy with Color Me This. I am working on my daily coloring video. We are going through the Johanna Basford Small Victories. I have completed one page so far. And that is the inside of the cover. There it is right there. And then I worked on the bottom of the title page. I mentioned yesterday that I might do different pencil sets, but my theory is I'm just starting this out, so instead I want to keep it pretty easy, and so I'm going to stick with the Arrtx, which is the second stamp set. Listen to me, I just finished a card crafting video, a big one, and so I will probably mix up stamp set with pencil set more than once today. So what I did earlier in between doing stuff for my other channel, I got some pencils out in a variety of colors here in my rotating Lazy Susan container. I am trying not to hit the tripod, which is really close to my left shoulder, and I am left-handed. So I imagine I will probably still manage to hit the tripod a time or two, like I just did it now. I'm trying to move forward. There. So maybe that will work better. So I thought I would just be cohesive and make all of this be Arrtx to make it easy. And I am going to start at the bottom here. I've also rotated my phone a different direction. I am loading up my right hand, since I'm left-handed, with these pencils. And I know that the barrels are quite different. This must be a peach. I have a peach and a light peach. And I'm going to put this one away. So let's see what we can do here with this goldfish at the bottom. I am going to start. I haven't done any sample coloring at this point, so I am just going to go for it, and I'm only going to go for 45 minutes. I think each video, this is my third one, have been 50 minutes or so, so I'm trying to shorten them. And the funny thing is that yesterday's video, which still needs to be processed and loaded up, so that will be happening. I did a preview of it, again during a little bit of a break while doing my other video work, and I noticed that I did not have the video running when I thought it was running, then when I didn't think it was running, it was. So when I get to that a little bit later today, it's going to be a little bit incomplete. I believe when I was coloring the night stars that I was not filming for that. So what you see is just a still image of the stars being colored and the image being complete. So that's going to be a little bit mixed up. But this is a learning curve for me. And that's why I'm doing it, so that I can get myself into a rhythm, figure out all of the quirks. Now, Hub's comment was, why would you need to work out the quirks? I mean, I have like almost 700 videos on my other channel, but I do that channel differently. I never do sort of a live, unscripted video, like a daily thing, like what I'm trying to do here. So this is a little different for me, and I am hoping that I will get into a good rhythm that I like and can get through my first ever coloring book. All these years I've always just done digital, used a copier on my printer. So the whole notion of just getting the book, opening up the book and coloring in it has not been part of my way of thinking. And let's see, which is the darkest? I'm going to guess that that's that one. I'm going light to dark. I know some people go light to dark, some people go dark to light. I have seen where people ask, you know, which is better, and do the colors come out a little bit different? And I think they do come out a little different. I don't think it will with same family, like within the color family, like what I'm doing here with the dark to light orange or light to dark orange. So I tend to always go light to dark, and I do light layers. I build up the layers. It's just the way I've always done it with markers, and so I tried doing the dark to light, and I just am not very good at it. I don't think. I'm not heavy-handed. My hands hurt and don't like when I use heavy pressure, so I have just gone back to my way that I am used to doing this, which is light to dark. So this face is going to be interesting. That's the darkest. I'm going to go back and get the light going here. The Arrtx feel different than the Britfuner and different than the Amazon Basics, which are the two most recent sets I have worked with. Get some layering going here. I don't find that these are smush type layering or blending. They are a layering pencil, it feels like to me, more than a blending pencil. What do you guys think? How do the Arrtx work for you? Is it just me? Am I not putting enough pressure? Let's make sure that you can see what's going on. I probably should rotate this because I don't know that you saw all that. Sorry about that. If that's the case, that's how we live and learn. Now, I think you can see it. I was used to coloring the yesterday and the day before with everything really far away, but now I've reversed my phone. And so I can color close, and now I'm not used to it. This is a pretty pigmented orange here. Nice and pigmented. So I have kind of a strategy that I thought through for keeping the orange balanced on the page. So my thought was that I will do orange on the goldfish, on this flower right here near me, and then this flower is going to be a challenge. Yeah, I can see that. I'm going to have to really move here. Let's do this flower right now. So the fishes, I want to get all of the oranges done so that I can balance them on the page. And make sure that you can see, I could actually move this a little bit out. How's that? I think that's going to work. Get some light on my flower. And I'm going to go back to my lightest. There's a little bud there. I timed that. Okay, so I started to color. I started my video. And then I was out of disk space because of this big video I just finished up. It was a series of videos. So I think I've lost a little bit of time. Ironically, yesterday I started at 6:58. Today when I sat down it was 6:53, but then I think I was a little delayed. It's 7:12. So I have to go till about 7:45 perhaps. It will be interesting to see if this is really a thing that I get into, and if I can do this. I have a medical procedure thingy happening Wednesday, and then I have coloring group Tuesday and Wednesday, so it will be interesting to see if I can make myself do my little bit of coloring in between all of those other things. And yeah, we actually don't leave the community very often. Hub is our mostly grocery shopper. Sometimes I go with him, but we pretty much hang out here most of the time. But we have to go, basically we're in Titusville and we have to go to Merritt Island. I think it's about a 30-minute drive, a little less. And I don't know how long this procedure is going to take. So that will be very interesting. Last year, Hub got all his medical stuff done. And this is my year to get some things done that we held off on for him. All right. Oh, and you can still see that. Hey, look at that. Moving my phone out was a good thing. So this is a small enough image that I'm not worried about these little stamen circles. I'm not even going to try to fill them in, but I think the center I will do yellow. Oh, and now sorry about that. That time I hit the charger cord. I don't normally have to charge my phone midday like I am doing now. Usually lasts all day, but it has been doing lots of videos today. Trying to get a little shadow going there. I might try to erase a little bit. Let's go back to the lightest color and see if I can smooth it out some. Okay, for now, I've got that flower. Now I need to pop over to this side. I think I'm going to rotate upside down. That way you can see my fish. I'm just doing some smoothing out. And I think the scales I want to have no white on the scales. Just have a little white on the face, around the eyes. And the tail is a little rough, so let's... These are really quiet pencils, though. I think I mentioned that before. They are stealth pencils. Okay. Now let's go back to this flower, but we have to start. I'm going to sharpen this one. I tried to pre-sharpen. That's better. My sister-in-law sent us a text today. Oh, that's what happens when you sharpen them too much. And for being soft pressure, I still did too much. So anyhow, my sister-in-law texted that they're having a heat wave where they're at. It was 67 degrees. So I sent her a picture of my thermometer I have in my craft room, showing her that it was 77 degrees in my craft room. I have fans going, I have the AC going, but that part of the house does not have AC run to it. It gets the AC indirectly from, we have a big sliding door that stays open most of the time. I only close it when I'm filming. If Hub is in the house, so he can do his thing and we don't hear his noises. So it gets pretty hot in there, and it was a hot one today. All right, so this center I'm thinking of other than yellow, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Thinking ahead. And the flowers over here on the fish, I still have these and the mushroom pinks out. So I think that the two flowers here are going to be pink to tie all that in together. And I am thinking still that I will possibly do the night sky, not on camera, because that's just going to be a lot of time-consuming coloring. Okay, back up to this flower that I am wanting to just keep consistent color. And then the greens, I'm going to use the same greens along the bottom here on these leaves and on the lily pads of the fish. I think I'm going to work on that next. Got this very pale. I'm over here again. I have a tendency to like to use the white of the paper as my lightest color. I am not really sure if that's what I want to do going forward, but for right now that is my plan. Okay, so I think that I'm going to be calling that good. The only thing I don't like is that this peach, light peach, has actually shaded the black kind of gray. What do you guys do about that when that happens? So I'm going to put those away, and I'm going to grab the pinks. We're going to do the pinks. Again, this mushroom coloring is how I plan to color these flowers. They're a little bit bigger than these tiny guys. And then the center will be yellow. This is the lightest pink. Is that a brown? Sienna brown. That brown, oops, sorry about that, got mixed in with the three pinks. And I am keeping all of these colors so that I can post what colors I've used. So until I get into a good, consistent rhythm, I am going to stick with one pencil set per page. Let's see how many that means. Oh yeah, okay, so that's a really busy page on this side. That can be a brand for sure. And then look at this, a slightly very different variation of the inside the cover page, so that'll be set number 4. And I haven't really thought, as I go through the bees, I own 3 Brute Funer sets, the 520, which are brand new. I still have to get to my database for those. The 120 squares, and then the macarons. So I have to kind of figure out how I would integrate the macarons into this. These are still pretty small. Okay, let's right, now I still want to smooth out this pink a bit. I am darkening the behind petals more. All right, I think that is good. And I am going to switch to greens. I added in a lighter green, 2 lighter greens. Oh, I guess just one. And that is this pale green I have added in. We'll see if I have any images big enough to warrant using it. So these lily pads are very small. Okay, for the moment, I am going to leave them as they are. We'll see if I need to grab a darker green. So these have some striations on them. I'm not sure if I should take the lines to mean go darker, or if I'm just going to ignore it in color, going darker along the flower, which I will then add some shadow. All right, I'm going to rotate this way. And these are even smaller. Oh, I see over here now. You guys can't see it. Let's let me move. Okay. Now we're moving over to this side. It's so quiet in here. Okay. All right, I need to do yellow. And then I'm going to check. I do have gray. I have probably not the dark enough gray. This is 50%. And I know that I might need an even darker. What is this? 70% warm. Because I'm going to try the warm. But I need to sharpen it. And then yellow. Okay, and where did the yellow go? Yellow is over here. All right, now for some shading. That is quite dark, isn't it? actually going to come down to tie in some shadowing along the bottom. Let's show you the house. And let's look at these rocks. The rocks were colored with cool gray 20%, cool gray 50%. And I am not against mixing the grays. All right, and I'll probably come back might even lighten it up a little bit from what I've done. I'm gonna leave it for now. Okay, flowers need some shadowing. I'm going to only shade the lined side of the leaves. Hopefully you can see that. And then let's get this last shading done. And I think I will be finished with this. And I'm gonna head over back to my room, which probably won't be as warm as it was earlier today. I don't know how you can see that. See, this is folding it a little bit, so hopefully you guys can see this. All right, so now I am going to back up and show you what it looks like. Okay, so that is what, let's get our light going here. I have not done the top, anything with the top, so it's all below Johanna Basford's name, and that is what it looks like thus far. Let me know what you think so far of what I've done. Any hints or tips? I'm not finding too many problems with the paper. I see I've got some red lines up here I need to erase. So I'll probably need to set up at a desk to do a little look-see at what I've done so far and maybe clean it up a tiny bit. I see some green. I went over the line there. Nothing really with the fish. Everything looks okay with that. Play with the rocks a little bit more. And I will be back tomorrow for the next episode. That is, what am I on? 56. Or I've already lost track. Hopefully it's 56. If not, it's 57. It's one of those two. All right. Thanks everyone for watching. Do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, subscribe. And I will see you again tomorrow.